Hey guys, what's up? Itchla coming back to ya with another episode of Car Rides Witchla. And today I'm pretty annoyed. This really was a frustrating turn of events at the end here. Um, it just was. So I lost about 5 whole minutes of time because I had forgotten to um get my lunch box, and there's just so many things to even like get into. It's actually like insane to me. Like there's literally, it's just crazy. My mind right now is just, I mean, I'm dumbfounded by the amount of things that just like went wrong. So first of all, when I got in my car, the phone that I usually use to clock in and out is like really weird, super laggy, super glitchy, and that's the first time that's ever happened since owning the phone. It just never happened before. And then, oh wow, Anne, man. So it's never done that on me. It's never just like failed me like that. And I would have been here 5 minutes sooner, but now, since I'm 5 minutes later, I'm sure that the traffic is going to be pretty bad. Um, and it looks like it is right now, but I would have, I mean, I probably, because even just that 5 minutes, I have a feeling I'm probably going to get home effectively. Um, I think I'm going to get home effectively. Oh my gosh, like what is going on with this phone? I'm just trying to get it to restart. That's all I'm trying to do right now. It's crazy. Crazy that that happened. Like the timing of that. Then I had to go back in the building because I forgot my lunchbox. I mean, thank goodness I actually remembered, because that in and of itself is like insane. That I've never done before, you know? It's like weird. What threw me off was my cuz I decided to fill my water bottle in there. And so that threw me off. So I didn't end up getting my lunchbox. I had to go all the way back in the building to get the lunchbox. And then it's just crazy, you know? It's like crazy. I've all this stuff, and again, it's probably going to end up costing me, cuz I left 5 minutes later than I should have and optimally would have. So that's like right off the bat. I left because I had to go back in the building and, do all this stuff because of my silly, like it probably cost me about 5 minutes there, but then because I left 5 minutes later, I can assume that the commute was all is going to be extended probably by an additional 5 minutes. So it's pretty awful all around. It's pretty awful all around, all things considered. Um, it's pretty bad, you know. So yeah, see now okay, that was really scaring me. I restarted the phone and then I was gonna turn it back on, but it just what is going on? Kind of looked like this guy is, oh, he's taking a turn. I guess that's fine, but they're really like over the line here. But yeah, and then I just got stressed out because I tried to turn this phone on and then it didn't even. I'm going to do a double restart, actually. Yeah, what a crazy day. Yeah, I'm actually going to do a double restart. Um, but yeah, I'm just like, wow. And and then the other thing is that the AI miscalculated my punch time that I was supposed to clock out at. So, I admit that's my fault. Um, it just seems like as the days go on and as time goes on, it's like I'm kind of slipping a little bit, and it's just because of like the craziness of life. Like I have way more patience and bandwidth and capacity than most people, but like I mean, I can only imagine, what some people have to deal with because like it honestly makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense why, people act the way they do and I act the way I do. It's just because of the mental load we all have to deal with and how different it is. I mean, you know, um, it's just such a real factor, such a real factor. And yeah, I wanted to talk about like in this server, there's recently, I mean, this morning it was really bad. This person was being vicious towards me for absolutely no reason. Like I never did anything towards them personally. Um, and they just started lashing out. Like I really have no idea. Um, I just have absolutely no idea why that was warranted or anything like that. And, I don't know what's going on in their life either, but presumably they're pretty privileged themselves. Like it seems like that based on how they act. Um, and me, I don't know. I'm really at a loss, but there's a lot of things going on. I think I'm new in the server, so there's kind of like an ego defense where, if somebody's been there for a while and then some random new person comes in and just shows up out of nowhere and now they're talking a lot and texting a lot, whereas like this person before used to be talking and texting a lot. It's like, I don't know. I mean, I think it's sort of this like ego defense thing where they're probably just trying to start stuff with me because they don't. It's just the things they said. I don't even want to get. They said something like, "I'm doing really weird things and I'm making many people uncomfortable." And then they were like, "But at this," they were like, "But a lot of people are also supporting you and." I forget enable there's also a lot of people enabling you and it's really strange. And like again, they just came through like out of nowhere. Like I just can't understand that. Like I don't know. And it's just mean. Like I mean they were really being mean to me. The things they were saying, some of them were just flat out incorrect. And so but I guess I just have to think about like why, and I guess that really sums it up. It's like so many people they just don't think very far or deeply about things, and I think they just like blurt stuff out and they get upset and they don't really even know why they're upset, and it's just this whole thing, right? Like I feel like that's genuinely what people go through, um, and yeah, it's just like it's stressful, It's really very stressful. Um, because I always do my best to try to like prevent that kind of stuff, and of course, like I'm responding, I think, as best as I can. I'm like, look, if anybody has any problems with what I'm doing, just let me know. Like I don't, and they just didn't like, cuz I'm not even like that. Like I'm not trying to be stubborn. I'm not really trying to like, but I feel like that I get pushed around a lot just because I'm not I'm just not that arrogant. Like I'm not going to act like that. I think it's very embarrassing for like the people or the person involved. It's just like, really, I mean, they can live with themselves acting like that. I just don't know. And it's not even like there's any type of shade about it. Like I was treating this person nicely. I was not doing anything to them that was wrong. And I just can't believe they out of nowhere like treated me that way. And it's like, I don't know. I think they just want me out of the server. And it just reminds me of why like I don't even it's hard for me to bother with these things because people are not they're just not thinking in the way I'm thinking, where I'm compromising left and right when I know people and I talk to people. I mean, if I wanted the world to be my way, um I wouldn't I'd be like, I don't even know where I probably wouldn't know my family. I wouldn't know, but like that to me is so short-sighted. Like, and so I've always felt that way, where it's like if somebody thinks a certain way or feels a certain way, I can disagree, but I never intend to like strong arm them or anything like that. And it's just this whole like ego that gets into, once somebody is a moderator or an admin, like it gets to their head, and there's like a leverage there, you know and people just people are just like, really, there's not much of a like a concentrated um there's not much concentrated consciousness to really strike back at that. You know what I'm saying? Like there's not, and I don't even know, like it's frustrating, but I don't, because I don't even want to give shade to the person. Like I'm not even like that at all. I mean, I'm pretty forgiving. I'm pretty like, but I just notice people have such low patience anymore. It's like really, really low patience. Like, I'm not even gonna get into details because I don't really feel like it, but they really went for my throat, and I did absolutely nothing to them and was just kind of like apologetic about it. And that still wasn't good enough for them. So it's just like, it's just crazy. Like I don't understand why people can't just apologize, or I don't know. But yeah, so basically it's like, as usual, anytime I'm in a server, finally find a good server, I'm finally having fun, people just like ruin it because they're, you know, it's just really like, do we really have to be like that? I don't know. I just don't. Like I don't get it. I don't understand why people have to be so mean. like for no reason either. I mean, I just don't. I'm probably just never gonna understand it. That people even get like amusement out of like a power trip or things like that. It's just so weird to me. It's so strange. And if humanity really wants to move forward, then there's like so much work. There's so much work we would have to do. But it's just like a reminder where during my podcast here and like how I think about things and how like I'd like to steer, and then like you deal with other people and you just see how like selfish they can be or short-sighted. Like they're not thinking in terms of groups of humans or like the world, or in this case like the server as a whole. They're just thinking about like themselves and what they want, and it's literally just obvious. Like I see it. It's so obvious like what's happening, and I just don't understand. The other thing too that happens is like I'll say something and I'll describe something, and then people like jump the gun with like answers of like I don't get it. Like it's like basically one of the things is I like to react to a lot of messages, and there's always like this percentage of people that absolutely hates it, you know? And it'll just be simple and silly things. Um, just reacting to simple, like, I don't even know. Like, if somebody says good morning, I might react with a sun, right? Like, it's all kinds of silly stuff like that. And I do it pretty quick, and I do it to a lot of messages. And I said it was due to anxiety and it's a hobby of mine, because that's partial, like it is partially true. It's like sometimes I may want to say something, but I don't really think it's like relevant or that important. So instead of like chiming in, I just react to show that like I'm still there. Um and I think it's fun. Like I don't know. I don't really. And then like there's always people who like hate, and I'm saying hate like capital HATE. They hate it. They think it's like annoying. They want me to stop. And I've why? I don't even understand. Like it's like really I think it's like deranged behavior to treat somebody like that. Like I'm not even doing anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with what I'm doing. And then, of course, like then they're criticizing like, yeah, just say whatever you want. You know, it's just Discord. Who cares? Who cares what? And I'm like, look, and then obviously by the end of it, I'm thinking like, this is the whole point. This is why I have anxiety, because people are unreasonable and just totally irrational. And in this case, this person gets angry at me when I guess I did something wrong. I guess the pulling of the trigger was that I was reacting to too many things, and I don't understand. Like like it's really, so it happens a lot. It happens very often that, you know, I end up in these situations where it's just it's really something, you know. It is. It's always something like this. And then so I don't really know. Like my days in that server could be numbered for all I know. It's I guess that's just sometimes like how it is, but it's not really going to be the same, because instead of being able to make it up with this person like I would want to, I have a feeling they're just never going to budge and they're never going to care. So it's just like, I don't even know. But again, I think it's good perspective, even if things end. I mean, even just in the few days that I've been there, I've really realized like a lot. You know, like I talk here about certain things, and it's like obvious that so many people just have absolutely no idea. They have no idea about how things work, about how messed up things are. And it's like, I don't know. Like, I don't get it, you know? And yeah, I mean, because you see how such a decent percentage of people act, and it's like, I don't know. I don't understand, like, at all. So, it's been a lot of perspective. Like, again, I mean, I talk about so many things, but and in a way I feel like this show, it's almost like making a fool of myself. I mean, there's so many people that could probably dig stuff up that I've said and like ruin my life or my ability to even like interact with some people, you know, and that actually might happen someday as a result of this show. And it's kind of scary to think about, but I guess it's just something I have to come to terms with. That, like, you know, yeah, I mean, I say a lot of things, and some of them are judgmental. They are, but a lot of them are true. And I obviously don't vouch for everything I've said, because I run it through GPT, kind of have things double checked and vetted, but a lot of what I say is like really true things that I think people I mean, we really have to come to terms with. We do. But it definitely causes me concern. Like, I don't know. It really does. So, I don't know. It's just all stressful. Like, I don't know. And there's so many things I could go through that are like inconsistent or like that don't really make any sense. Like I just think some people like really don't like me. It's really it's something. It's something. I don't really understand how that makes any sense, but you know, it is what it is. And I guess too, I just have to go with like whatever happens, it's meant to be. Like I don't know that texting friends is really as good when like they're treating me that terrible. You know what I mean? Because it sounds cringy, obviously, to talk about the AI thing and how, but it's like seriously. I mean, if you spend a lot of time with a solid mind, like just researching things, you gain so much more than talking to a person. You know, it's like you talk to a person and they're just not, I don't know. And there's even some things with me that are like I know from my past where I've been, but I don't know. Like I've always, oh my gosh. But it just makes so much sense why I'm so confused in everything, you know? It makes so much sense why it's all so confusing to me. Because, like, the way I think and the things I think about, like, it's just so, like, off of what other people are thinking of. Like, I don't, even the ability to distinguish between, like, you know, okay, what's optimal, what's efficient, like let's try to, you know, I just don't under it just doesn't seem like anybody cares. Like so many people, they care about nothing. They don't want anything to be better or anything. Like it's like I just don't know. I just don't know. But yeah, no, sorry. I'm like thinking of a lot of stuff I might want to say, but I'm not saying it. I honestly think this episode's relatively terrible. Just because I don't know. I just don't feel like. Yeah, yeah, there's just so many things. Like I don't even know. We've talked about it millions of times. How I drive very gradually, try to throttle and brake as gradually as possible, and it's like nobody else wants to do that for some reason. Everybody else just wants to like go crazy with their car. It makes no sense. That should be baked into the system as some kind of like a punishment. Because not only is it dangerous, but it's just burning a bunch of fuel for no reason. Like, there's no reason to drive like that, especially when it's just your day to day, you know? And again, it's just the amount of people who are just ignorant. Like, they're just so ignorant to so much, you know? And then you have like swaths of people where you have to balance between culture and logic. And some people know a lot of logical things, but then they're out of touch culturally. And some people are the other way around. I like to think that I'm both, but in a way I'm really neither. If that makes sense, like I'm aware of some cultural things, but not all, especially not of like the current slang or things like that. And then yeah. But at the same time, like I'm logical, but I'm honestly not even the most logical. Like it's just really and yeah, it just brings me back to my whole thing about how there should be some kind of social score. I know it's so controversial, but I don't understand why it's really even that controversial. Like obviously there's just certain basic behaviors that like are objectively wrong or like objectively mean. Um and there's no reason why somebody should just be able to do something without punishment. Like I don't really get that. Like how does that make the world a better place? You know, I think it's crazy like thinking about that and that's really how things are. It's just crazy to me. But here we are. Hmm. Just have no idea. I really have no idea. Yeah, sorry. I'm just thinking about a bunch of stuff again because it's like, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, a lot of this stuff, it's kind of a distraction from the higher level things I want to be at. But then at the same time, now it's like, I don't even know if the higher level stuff is even worth it because it just seems like it doesn't even matter to people. It doesn't matter to anybody. Like I'm just so confused. Like really, it's really something. I just like I can't understand what goes through people's heads. Just can't understand it. Well, I'm glad that the week's over. That's all I have to say. That's all. That's all. Nothing else to say. We caught up on all my videos for the time being. I have until I think February 8th completely posted and done. So that should be a full 2 weeks. So we're in very good condition in that regard. So yeah, it's very good. Whoa. Person kind of behaved weird. But yeah, it is what it is. We're doing what we're doing, and I don't know what else is new. Like seriously, it's just the same. It's the same old, right? That's just all there is to it. What can you do? What can you do? It's really confusing. Like, see, I mean, I guess in a way, like, I'm happy I have what's recorded, because ah, I mean, maybe eventually the way I'm thinking right now, though, it's just like, man, that stuff is just crazy. People are just crazy. Like, I don't understand. Anyways, it's been schla, and now it's time to buy schla. So, see you schla.